Jeff and Alex here again from the Keeper Asylum to talk a bit about the mental game of goalkeeping.
Yeah, and I'm going to go ahead and start with a bit of a fable, if you will. I know you hate this kind of stuff, but, you know, different strokes for different folks. So,
absolutely.
And I'm just going to go ahead and start with, there's a guy who works in an ice cream truck.
I'll buy that.
And, you know, he's closing up shop and there's no more customers, and he goes back in the freezer to grab, you know, a little ice cream for himself, and door closes. So this guy is found dead 30 minutes later in the freezer. Someone came and they found him in there. It's funny, as it turns out, the freezer wasn't on. It was like 50 degrees in there, completely normal temperature.
So what killed him?
Mentality. The guy completely convinced himself that he had frozen to death, and within 30 minutes was dead. Now, flip the script and imagine how strong you could be if you could use positive mentality and, you know, incorporate that into your goalkeeping. So that's kind of what we're going to talk about here today.
So how would you say the positive outlook changes versus a negative outlook leading into a game?
Well, yeah, I mean, perception is reality, and if you're leading into a game and you are thinking, you know, I'm God's gift to goalkeeping, I'm going to destroy this opponent, you know, everything I've done has prepared me for this moment, just positive thoughts, and you truly believe them, your performance is going to be ridiculously better than if you're going in a little bit timid, slouched, kind of nervous. You know, not only can opponents smell that kind of mentality, but you're going to believe it yourself, and you're just going to perform at a lower level.
Yeah, how many times have you heard your coach say, let's sort this goalkeeper out in the first 5 minutes, and we play a ball in, flighted ball in the air, goalkeeper comes out. Even a quality goalkeeper fumbles that ball. What happens now to that goalkeeper, and what happens to that team? Oh,
absolutely, and that's another thing that's so incredibly important is how are you thinking during the game? What's going on during the game? How do you deal with that little fumble in the first 5 minutes?
Yeah, I think we have to all come to this realization. We're not perfect. We are going to have bobbles. We are going to have drops. And how we deal with those will define us and how we end up playing on that day and where we go as a final product.
Yeah, for sure. So, you know, there's a process you want to go through before the game. And, you know, we're not going to get into it here, but definitely in the academy we talk about, you know, the concrete steps you take to be mentally ready for any game on any day, and, you know, how you bring that to the field so that when you know, kickoff happens, you're ready.
Yeah, those are the things that we can control. Those are the concrete things that can remain constant. And then when the game comes, all the variables are thrown at you. And then going to that post-game, once again, we're fully in control again. And what can we do to guarantee that we either recover from a poor match or we continue an informed streak?
Yeah, and I mean, if you're just going to go through goalkeeping and through life in general, not cognitively assessing yourself and not going through the proper mental steps, you're wasting your time. You're throwing away experiences, you know, be they positive or negative, that could really boost your game if you're not doing the right mental work before, during, and after the match.
Yeah, I mean, it should be put upon yourself. We're not all in a position where we have a goalkeeping coach or we have a head coach who's cognizant of what's supposed to happen during a game, and because of that they can't give adequate feedback or information. It's on you to take care of yourself, maintain yourself.
Yeah, absolutely, and that's one of the greatest strengths of you know, Keeper Asylum Online is it doesn't matter where you're from, it doesn't matter how good your goalkeeping coach is. You know, if you're on our site, you're talking to us. Yeah. And we are more than happy to provide constant feedback. We have amazing instructional videos that really go in depth about the steps you take both before, during, and after the match. And, you know, it's a social network. So there's other keepers, you know, same age as you from around the country talking about, hey, you know, I went through this in a game. How did you guys deal with it? And
yeah. Chances are your experiences aren't unique to you. Somebody else has had that problem. Someone else has found a solution. Yeah. It might work for you. It might not work for you. But you at least owe it to yourself to try that.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So, you know, come join us inside the academy, and we look forward to seeing you in there.
We'll see you there.